I had a perfect example of what a man was in my life by my father. My parents has been together for 36, 37 years now, and it's a beautiful thing. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Everyone, this is your host, the one and only King Nigel of Sigma Male Diaries. Thank you everyone for the support. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the purchases on my website, repercussionsapparel.com. Thank you for the purchases of my book, Repercussions. What happens in the dark will come to light. Also, I give a big shout out to all of my fans who subscribe to me on YouTube, as well as those who have followed me on my podcast on platforms such as Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Reason FM, Red Circle. It really means a lot, ladies and gentlemen. If I forgot a podcast platform, just let me know, because sometimes I just be doing so much, I just can't remember everything that I be doing most of the time, but I can go back and reflect because I do take notes and everything like that. But those are the following platforms, that I could remember off the top of my head. Also, I'm on the cast, and I'm on Audrey. Yes, I'm on Audrey. But the topic I wanted to touch on today is the whole controversy behind Cam Newton's, expectations of what a wife should be if he were to have a wife. Now think about it. It's a lot of women out here. Let's say 90% of women want financially established and successful men, right? A woman, she doesn't want a guy that she calls a bum. She doesn't want a guy that she doesn't respect. She doesn't want a guy who doesn't make her feel safe. She doesn't want a guy who could lead her, protect her, and or provide for her, right? So the problem is with these modern women here today, because, I hear a lot of this put it like this. It's inaccurate information. It's not that it's more women that are graduating from college. It's that it's a lot of, women enrolling into college, opposed to men, but 30% of those women are dropping out. Men, on the other hand, stop going to college because we can become businessmen, serial entrepreneurs, etc., etc., etc. Or a lot of men get scholarships going to college and stuff like that for playing sports, this, that, and the third. But how far are women going to take this whole thing in regards to being like equal to men, like doing the things that we do, they should be able to do them too? What's up with this whole feminist movement? Why is everybody blaming the confines of let's just say things that's, problematic, or why African Americans, blacks, are not so successful opposed to whites or any other race? Well, this is the thing. When you have a group of women that's going against the men of their community, no, we're not going to win. However, I commend Cam for what he's saying. Cam isn't wrong for what he's saying. That's just how it is at the end of the day. The women who don't like what Cam says are the women who want that type of man, but since he's saying those things, other men are in fact going to pick it up, especially the men that's, in that same, income bracket. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get on to the show.
A perfect example of what a man was in my life by my father. My parents has been together for 36, 37 years now, and it's a beautiful thing. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just,
I said if Cam won't say it. And this is in colloquial terms, as I say how blacks speak amongst one another. So if you motherfuckers got an issue with the fuck I am saying, I don't give a fuck. But a bad bitch is something that a masculine man does not motherfucking want. A bad bitch is a woman that's going to compete not with only other women, but she's going to compete with another man. A bad bitch is a woman who feels as if she doesn't have to be under the authority of a man. A bad bitch is a woman who doesn't want to be under the leadership of a man. A bad bitch is a woman that is not going to be cooperative, submissive, or willing. The things that are required in a woman if she says that she's a feminine woman. Not a bad bitch. Sorry, but not today.
Bad bitch, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
Okay.
And it's a lot of women who are bad bitches, and I say bitches in a way not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs.
And I'm going to break this down to you. There are a lot of modern women that try to pose as a traditional woman. We call them chameleons. You understand me? These are the women who try to come in the false pretenses of what a man feel is a wife. But guess what? Since these women spent most of their lives, if not the majority of their lives, having a fun throughout their 20s, now in their 30s, mid-30s, now they call themselves settling down once they've been ran through and no longer of value to a man. Number one, like, men don't want to deal with these women who feel as if, I'm a bad bitch. All these attention seeking, all these women who need to be validated by social hierarchies and sociotypes. Come on, man. You gotta get better. You gotta do better. Only because, when they hear the word cater, they automatically think slave. They don't think in a nurturing sense. But let's get back to the rest of the show.
And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Now, a lot of women, now the kickback of that is be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet for the man and handle his business. That's what they say. Oh, I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna be submissive to a man and handle his business. That's what they're gonna say. So, what is your?
Number one, I know what they're going to say and I know what they're going to do. They're going to shame, bash, insult, and try to throw guilt trips. And they're very selective and conditional in regards to their femininity. You gotta have this in order for me to do that. You gotta be this way in order for me, to be this. And it's crazy how these modern women feel it's okay to do these things, but then you want to get mad when black men start dating out. What do I mean? Dating outside of black women. Non-black women who understand the traditional roles and values of wives. You understand me? This whole murder concept, man, I'm not trying to validate that shit. I'm not giving no excuses. I don't even say a valid reason. But the only reason is this. I want to be my own person. I'm my own individual. And I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. They see all these influencers, musicians, Nicki Minaj, yes. They also see Cardi B is another one. And then you have Jada. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. We men, ain't we? Huh? We men, ain't we? Let's go.
And I'm not just about to sit up here and beat up my queen.
No, I ain't saying like that.
But I'm also gonna also tell the men to start being men, bro.
Absolutely.
That sucker shit should not be rewarded.
And what's
sucker shit should not be rewarded.
And what's
sucker shit should not be rewarded.
And what's sucker shit? So
when a person carries himself social media wise and it's a fraud in real life.
Okay.
It's more to every person that got money, every person who's rich isn't a real one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that gets kind of misconstrued in this society now because a lot of people have money, but they're not genuine people.
And that was a great topic. And I really did I did like that podcast. Shout out to $1 million worth of game. And shout out to my boy Cam Newton, man. Cam, yo. You say what you had to say. You done the right thing as far as dressing what you believe your wants and needs are when it comes to you wanting a wife. Yes, women should be more respectful towards a man that is providing, protecting, and leading them. But what they do, they become financially independent so they won't have to do these things with a man, so they can be on an equal playing field saying, hey, if you do this, then I'm going to do this. And guess what? I got my own money, so you know what? I don't need you to take care of me. I have my degrees. I have this, I have that. But you don't have the qualities as a motherfucking wife. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching my show. Thank you for listening to my show. And you already know what time it is. Some of you might like what I say, and some of you might not. But I don't give a fuck. And this is your host, King Nigel of Sigma Male Diaries. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen,